A life dedicated to public service. That's how many are remembering the late Governor Julian Carroll. Bodie Brooks spoke with those who knew and worked with Carroll about the legacy he leaves behind.
Yeah, Marvin, Governor Carroll died early Sunday morning in Frankfort at 92 years old. His career in state government started back in the 60s in the State House before going to the governor's mansion in the 70s and finishing with a third act in the state Senate through the 2000s.
He believed in talking to people one-on-one, looking somebody in the eye.
It's a brand of politics some would call old school.
There have been few people that have been that dedicated to public service and have really been able to make a mark through their longevity than Julian Carroll.
A native of Paducah, Carroll joined the State House of Representatives in 1962, being elected to 5 consecutive terms and even Speaker. He was tapped as Wendell Ford's lieutenant governor in 1971 and took over for Ford when he left the job for the Senate, and soon was elected to his own term in the governor's mansion in 1975. Ben Chandler, grandson of Governor Happy Chandler, has known Carroll since childhood and can't think of anyone else who was more familiar with Frankfort.
Personally familiar. He knew people throughout the government and every agency in the government. He knew them personally. He knew what they did. He knew what the agencies did.
Chandler says one of Carroll's best achievements was leading the effort to reorganize the state's judicial system, including the powers of judge executives.
And there were a lot of them in the state who had no legal training, and it was really a kind of a hit or miss system. And Governor Carroll got that reorganized to our present judicial system.
Carroll returned to practicing law in the 80s after leaving office, but the pause from public service was temporary and was elected to the state Senate in 2005, serving through 2020.
He was the emblematic of what you traditionally thought politics was about. He was a barnstorming, hardworking, handshaking, backslapping politician.
Now, funeral arrangements for Carroll have not yet been announced. He is now the 3rd former Kentucky governor to have died since November of last year. Marvin?